like to see you smile, the expressions on your face, 'cause I have seen you moving 1,825 days, and I love to hear the timbre in your voice. Oh, these are the things.
When you want to photograph something that's quite small, like a doll's house, or a small animal, like an insect, anything macro, and you want every part of it in focus, you need to do some extra work with the camera and with software, because you cannot, because things are smaller, you have a smaller plane of focus, so a smaller area that is in focus. So for this project, I want all of my doll's house to be in focus from front to back. And the only way of achieving this is actually taking multiple images, each focused at a different point in the scene, and then merging them together. Now that sounds like a whole lot of work. Why don't I just use a narrower aperture? Well, because even if you went to the narrowest aperture on your camera, on your lens, you would still have the same problem. Because the smaller the item, the more macro it is, as I said, the less that is in focus from front to back. So you need to be able to do this. Now, one program that I came across when I was doing another project similar to this with a miniature railway was Helicon Focus. And this software enables me to merge the images together and cuts out all the hard work of doing that manually in Photoshop. Imagine taking 10 different images, all focused at a different point, and trying to merge them in Photoshop, painting and masking in and out with the areas that are in focus. It would take forever. So instead, this software is really, really smart, and it does the hard work for you. So for this project, I hooked up my camera to my Wacom tablet, I tethered it up, and I set it up so that I could, on the screen, take the photos and refocus at all my different points and see exactly what I had, and then merge them all together. So with Helicon Focus, you just bring in the images. So with this program, I'm bringing in my RAWs, and I'm making sure that they're in the order that I took them. And Helicon Focus does all the work. You can see it's picking up all the sharp areas, and it's working out which parts of the image to keep. So then you can export as a DNG, you can export as JPEG, as a TIFF. So I needed to do this for every part of my scene. So I wanted to capture a number of different rooms in the doll's house. So I needed to do it over and over again. So the awesome thing is that Helicon Focus made it easy for me to achieve this. So you can see here that I'm taking photos now with furniture, and I'm one at a time starting from the front of the scene. So focusing from the front and then going back step by step by step, so that every part of my scene is in focus, even down to those bars at the back, because I'm going to get rid of the green and put a scene out of that window, and then bringing it back into the software. So let's just slow it down here and I'll take you through how it works. So again, choosing out just the RAWs. If you're shooting RAW and JPEG, you might need to make sure that you don't accidentally bring in the JPEGs. It won't work if you're mixing images. It's a very smart program, and it'll pick up that images don't match. So there are some advanced settings you can go into, but basically I found that the standard settings that it comes set with were achieving my goals. So I went in and I checked, and I didn't change anything. So then you click render, and it does all the hard work. So it takes every single image and it brings it all together, and it exports it out in the type of file that you want, and then you can do what you want with it. So as you can see, I am going to actually place some people in this scene, and they are going to be the dolls. So I'm pretty excited to do this at the Sydney workshop, and I would not have been able to manage this if I'd done it manually. It just would have taken me forever. So I'll run through a speed edit of all of the different rooms for you now, so you can see each room and how it all came together, and I look forward to bringing you the final image when it's released.
As I sit here and write this tune, you are sleeping away in your room, and I think I wonder as I start to sing, just thinking about my favorite thing. I like you when you're nice, but a little more when you're mean, and I love it when you glance over at me, 'cause I know you're thinking of me at that time. Oh, these are the things that I love to find, and I think, and I wonder as I start to see, just thinking about my favorite thing. Oh, and when you're busy, I like to be close to you, 'cause it's surreal to see the things that you daily do. And I wish that my time here never had to end, but who knows what God's plan for me and my friend. And I think, and I wonder as I start to sing, just thinking about my favorite